Alright, brother, we're streaming.
What?
I'm streaming, so just letting you know if I'm like talking random shit.
Do you stream on?
YouTube. I usually only stream whenever like lower. I haven't really posted much on the other socials. It's kind of like editing content is just really time consuming doing all the videos and stuff. So I try and just pop up where I can, and I'm trying to get more consistent with it in general. To be honest, what's up, Alex? I used to stream some on TikTok, and that's where like most, I would say probably like leather crafters are streaming at. But I feel like the comment section of a TikTok stream is like so brain dead.
Yeah.
So I don't like to do it. Like, and I'm not even gonna lie, dude. I get rage baited way too easy. I get rage baited about the stuff that shouldn't. Like, they aren't even trying to rage bait me. It's just like I get frustrated. Like some of the questions that I get asked, and then I'm trying to work on that. So. But YouTube is just like one of the. I mean, it's harder to have like a large following on YouTube in general, but it's the one that I would say is the. I mean, I have like 17K subs on YouTube, so and that's mostly off of shorts content. So I'm trying to like diversify a little bit with my YouTube. Like, I'd love to do long form videos, but like they're just it's so time consuming between everything else. So I figured, hey, might as well try a live stream, which is gonna be I could post the most content if I just stream myself working with kind of like the least. I know that probably sounds bad, but like the least amount of effort, right?
Some people post their stream back videos too.
Yeah, YouTube will do that automatically, so that's just what I've kind of been doing. Like just letting it upload. Which I've only done a handful. And I usually don't let it do that, but I let one like get posted as a full video. And I was getting like a shitload of comments after. I'm like, oh my god, like I can't believe how many people like sat and watched after, you know?
Right.
Shout out to my boy Willie Bob. I got this dude, my boy Willie Bob, who fucking comments on like almost all of my reels, my YouTube reels or shorts or whatever. And when I saw him leaving comments on past live videos, I'm like, oh damn, I gotta leave these out for whatchamacallit, for more views later. But the hard part about streaming is that like there's not like I'm probably unavailable during prime streaming hours, right? Like who's watching streams at fucking like I was streaming at like 1 in the morning last night. It was like 1 in the morning Sunday night. Like who the hell is up watching this right now?
Everybody.
It's one of those things that's kind of tough because like I grew my following from like nothing across everything. so I know it's just like time and repetitions and consistency. But like when you have already so many like, you know, hundreds of thousands of followers and shit, you're like, dude, it sucks getting a stream with like 12 people. You know, it's like it almost makes it harder because like I already know what I guess some kind of level of success feels like.
Yeah. I feel like YouTube is like the audience could be anyone. It was like so random compared to Instagram or something.
Yeah, I feel like YouTube's a little bit better for that than like TikTok, because TikTok is a complete random cesspool of whoever clicks on your shit. At least YouTube, like you have to be, like have like, you know, at least craftsmanship in your algorithm. You know, TikTok is just whatever the fuck. Like somebody who liked the post from a song you used 6 months ago will get spit out into their algorithm. You know, it's bizarre. A lot of times I'll just pop on whenever I need to like really lock in, where I'm like, all right, man, I'm gonna like not stop hammering for like 3 hours straight. That's when I'll pop on and give myself a little bit of pressure.
They used to make World of Warcraft videos.
Do you play like tabletop games and stuff?
No.
You're not that far down the nerd rabbit hole?
Not yet. I'm trying. Me and my friends are talking about getting into D&D.
I back in the day, I had a little bit of a run playing competitive Yu-Gi-Oh.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, I still play Yu-Gi-Oh.
Still?
Well, I play Master Duel, like the online version.
I don't know how I got it popped in my algorithm, but I had like a random Yu-Gi-Oh video get pulled into my algorithm, and I guess the kind of like format is just crazy. I was like watching people play it, I'm like, dude, this is like a totally different game. Like people like game 2 sweeping with like just all the kind of resource cards and shit, which I don't know, I'm not really big into it to know all the technical terms, but like when I was playing was when I don't even know if you'll like get the reference, but like Gravekeepers came out, Gravekeepers, and I played in like the synchro era.
Yeah. Yeah, nowadays it's all freaking negates and how many negates can you do?
Yeah.
Is trying to win in the first 2 turns. That's really how it is. Card games are just expensive in general.
Yeah, it's like ridiculous.
I like the artwork. All open packs just for the fuck of it. They have this video called Speed Duel, and it's like the cards are cheaper and it's like quicker format. And that way, I'll play that, like the physical version of that game.
makes no sense because it's like, how could it be faster if you have games ending in like the first turn? You know?
Because people take 10 years to make their turn. You know? Yeah, that's my biggest complaint of Yu-Gi-Oh! It's so boring because people it takes forever to keep going.
I have to say that I'm a closeted Pokemon enjoyer.
Like the games more.
Yeah. Well, I played them growing up, and I always have, like, I think it's some probably from my childhood with like my trauma and shit. Like you heard some of it, but it's like way worse. And you know, one day I'll tell you more about it. But I have a really hard time going to sleep. Like I always have. Like I just, for whatever reason, like if I just turn all my lights off and sit in silence, I just fucking can't go to sleep. But then also too, if I like have the TV on or try and watch TV, I, you know, will also not be able to go to sleep because of the, you know, I'm like interested in whatever it is I'm watching. So as a kid, I've always like the best way to get me to go to sleep is to play some kind of like game that's mindless. You know, like when I was really young, I would play like my DS or like my Advanced or whatever, like my Game Boy. And then into like my teenage years, uh, you know, once I started getting a phone, I would play like really mindless kind of like puzzle games, like you know, Candy Crush or like Angry Birds or something like where it's not an active gameplay, right? You're not having to like react. You can just kind of press buttons and you know, shit like that. And then one time, like randomly, I was like cleaning out. I don't remember. I was cleaning something out, and I found all my old like Game Boys and shit. And I was like, dude, let's crack, dude. Let's do a run of my old Fire Red. And I just like, and this had to have been I don't know maybe 2-3 years ago. And I was like, let's you know let's get down on some Fire Red right now. And then sure enough, I had like a bunch of fun playing it. And I also had my old copy of Sapphire. So I was like, screw it. Like I kind of want to play Sapphire, but I think it would be kind of cool to play, you know, Gen 2 and then play Gen 3. And the next thing you know, it's like been 4 years later, and I'm on like the second to last generation. I've like played all of them through the whole series, and I'm playing Sword and Shield right now. Like I've had to buy like a 3DS and a Switch like for this whole closet fucking Pokemon addiction I have. But it sucks because I don't really like play games very much. Like I literally only do it in bed for about 10 minutes until I go to sleep. So it's literally taken me like 3 years to get through, you know, the games. Like I just started Sword. I don't know, fucking a week ago, 2 weeks ago, or something.
Sword and Shield was like a game changer being able to play on the T.
See, I don't even play this. I just play the Switch like in my bed, like handheld style.
Yeah.
I will say I really like Sword and Shield so far. I think Black and White was fun. And then kind of like all the ones in between now, I didn't care for a lot. Like I really didn't like Sun and Moon very much. And it was because of like it sucks because I actually really wanted to like Sun and Moon because of that's kind of cool. They mixed it up a little bit, but I don't know, just the games and the games themselves and the characters I didn't really love like a whole lot. Like, I didn't like I don't know. I didn't love the cast and like goddamn dude, there's so much wild fucking Pokemons in that game. Like you can't. It's the worst, dude. Like dude, fuck tall grass.
Yeah, it is
So unavoidable in that game.
Pokemon now. Your rival used to pick the Pokemon that was like stronger against you. Now they pick the one that's weaker against you.
I know, I don't get it.
It's closer.
Yeah, and then so I started playing the series, and then I forgot what game. It must have been when Scarlet and Violet dropped. I must have started playing around that time or something because I must have like looked up a YouTube video or something of like how to, get, I don't know, some like walkthrough video. So then it was like, oh, you looked up Pokemon walkthrough, so we're gonna like, suggest Pokemon content now. And it was like I said, right around the time of Scarlet and Violet, so I got into like the whole like the release of it, like all the videos around the release. So then now I'm like watching YouTube videos, and now I'm like, I don't play competitive or anything, but now I'm like all interested in competitive. Like I watch competitive videos, and I know about like the current meta game and shit. Like I never played competitive at all, but it's just like I like listening to those videos in the background sometimes because as much as I love music, like bro, it's hard to listen to music for fucking 12 hours a day, 6 days a week. Like music stops sounding good eventually, So I usually try and run some stuff on YouTube in the background. That's semi-mindless as well too, because that can be a tough balance where you're watching YouTube videos in the background and it's so interesting. You're like watching it. You're like, bro, I can't be watching YouTube while I work. You gotta like be able to listen to something that doesn't require your eyeballs. So.
So you're on the Sword and Shield. But have you played Scarlet and Violet?
Scarlet and Violet's after. I think Sword and Shield's Gen 8 and Scarlet and Violet's Gen 9.
Yeah, I stopped playing after Scarlet and Violet.
I think there's only one or two games after Scarlet and Violet. There's the new one, which is Legends ZA. That's the only one that's. Yeah, there's only one new game. So you're.
Is it?
Yeah. Well, the Legends ZA came out, and then they have what's called Champions, which is more like a. It's not like a mainline game. It's basically like a game for competitive. Like there's no story mode or anything like that or storyline. It's literally just like online battling, but it's like a uniform. It's basically what they're saying is going to be like the new battle format. So like rather than having to play all the new games, like you just buy this game and forever you'll be able to kind of play the competitive. And it's got all kinds of stuff where you can like change your stats and all that kind of stuff, like just from a menu instead of having to like literally train everything up and do all the like. It's basically to make competitive play way easier. But yeah, they've only come out with one since Scarlet and Violet.
I want the remake or the re-release of Fire Red.
Nice.
That's I used to have it back in the day, Fire Red.
Uh-huh.
And I lost it. And now the games are like $100.
Yeah, dude, they're so fucking expensive. Like, it's not even funny. I'm lucky that I have my, I have the original, I actually have my very first yellow version, but the batteries dead. I had yellow originally for Game Boy Color, and then I had Fire Red growing up, and I tried to play Fire Red like 10 separate times as a kid. Yes, I had my original Fire Red and my original Sapphire. And then I bought some of the remakes, like I wasn't about to play fucking Gold and Silver on a fucking Game Boy Color, so I just got like Hard Gold instead. And some of them, dude, I straight up just bought bootlegs.
Oh, the DS versions?
Yeah, like straight up bootleg chips. I want to say I have a bootleg black, and my Hard Gold is a bootleg too.
How do you feel about the XP share?
At first, I didn't like it, like the first couple games, but I think in Sword and Shield, they do it really good because there's not that many there's not that many like trainer battles to like, to kind of grind. So I think the first couple generations with it, they just like didn't have the mechanic quite figured out, and then it was like kind of not good. Which I think, I don't know, that was with black and white or something. But I really liked Sword like a bunch. It's like one of my favorites so far. I'm not super far in it, but I'm like, damn, I'm actually having fun.
Who did you pick as your starter?
I forgot the one, but the Rillaboom, the monkey, yeah, the monkey.
Yeah.
I forgot the first stage, what his name was, but I got a Thwacky right now, dude. I got a Thwacky in my party. I got a Corviknight. Or actually, I have a Corvisquire. He hasn't turned into Corviknight yet. I got a Nuzleaf, which I've always liked Shiftry. I've just never played the game where Shiftry is in it. And that's one thing that's been sick too with the newer games is like getting to play and like using things that were version exclusives. Like I always really liked Shiftry, but I think he was a Ruby exclusive. So I'm like, hell yeah, I'm finally gonna cop me a Shiftry eventually. And like Alola games, then the Sun and Moon games, I always had Fire Red, and Fire Red has Growlithe, and Leaf Green's the game with Vulpix, and I've always liked Ninetales. It's always been one of my favorite like designs as a kid. I just never had a chance to use it, so I caught me in Alolan Vulpix and shit. This VOD, dude's not getting uploaded. I'm fucking uploading the Pokemon talk, but. Yeah, I got a Thwacky, a Corvisquire, Nuzleaf, Toxel, and a Sawtooth. No. I used to when I was a kid.
You ever done a Nuzlocke?
No, I'm not that far into it. Because like I said, dude, I'll play them every day, but it's literally to fall asleep. So like, dude, there's some days where I literally might play for like 4 minutes, like, and that's it. I can't tell you how many times I've like fucking played for 10 minutes and then fell asleep and then my shit dies and then I have the next day play the same 10 minutes over again and then I fall asleep and then the next day I have to play this fucking same 10 minutes again. It's the worst. You're like, God damn.
I think does Sword and Shield have autosave?
Yeah, they introduced it in this. which I'm still paranoid as hell about it. But also too, one thing I really like about the Switch is that it just has like sleep mode. Like you don't open inputs for like 10 minutes, it just goes straight into sleep mode. So I still save out of paranoia, you know what I mean? But my shit just doesn't die, which is great. That's the worst about playing on like just the much older consoles like the SP and the Advanced and shit. I think even the 3DS, you could at least just close it and it'll go into sleep mode, you know, which is fine. Because sometimes what'll happen is like I'll doze off, but then I'll wake up a little bit enough, and I'll be like, oh fuck, I at least gotta close this, but I'm not like awake enough to sit there and save it. So
My go-to game. X and Y is actually my favorite. It was new. I remember. I just liked how they went from 2D to 3D in that game. Be up the horse scenes.
yeah, I liked X and Y kind of. I thought X and Y was pretty good.
I liked all the new Pokemon in X and Y. I thought they had. I've been playing a ROM pack of Pokemon Yellow, but it's like they have quality of life updates. So they fixed a lot of balancing issues. They fixed bugs. They added a run button so you can run. It just makes the game like more playable.
Nice. Yeah, my first time playing, I had Yellow. I never had like red or blue. I had Yellow as my first one.
Did you get a Raichu in Yellow?
No, you can't, because that Pikachu's the only one you can get. And you can't evolve him.
I remember when I was young, if my parents went to check on me, I'd have to throw my DS under the pillow.
Yeah.
Act like I'm not playing.
It's like a crazy universal childhood memory that we all dealt with.
Right?
I actually disliked the Lilo game so much I didn't even beat the Elite Four. I got to Victory Road or whatever it's called in that game, and I'm like, man, fuck this.
Yeah. I just don't like how they went from Sun and Moon to Ultra Sun and Moon. I think I did something different.
Yeah, because they didn't have like a third version. They did, yeah.
It's basically the same game again.
Yeah, I didn't do that one. I didn't get those either. I also skipped Black 2 and White 2, so I was like, I didn't really like the Black and White games all that much.
Yeah.
And I had at that time as well, I think I had bought like the 3 next games. That's usually what I'll do. I'll buy like a couple games in advance just so I'm not like. Sometimes I'll finish them pretty quick, but then sometimes I'll play them forever. Like, I feel like I played X and Y for like 8 months. Like, it took me forever to get through it. And I must have just been falling asleep faster or something. Or like sometimes the games are so fun that like I feel like Sword, I'm having so much fun playing it. Like I'm only to the second gym.
Yeah.
But I'm having so much fun playing it that I've already played it for like a few hours. You know, I always do, like, I don't know what it is as a kid. I just always played the games like this, but I talk to fucking everybody. Like, I talk to everybody. I try and explore every route as far as I can, and all that kind of stuff. I'm not usually trying to beat it as fast as possible. Something must have happened when I was a kid where I just like found some random TM and I was like, oh, I have to explore, so I just explore as much as I can.
Especially in the older games, you have to talk to everybody to get certain things. Now they have like, I think Sword and Shield, they have like a quest marker.
Yeah, it's a little bit linear, which I don't hate as much. Like, I'm trying to think of what game. Like, some are like, I hate that. Like, that's one thing the one thing I would say that is I don't really like about the first gen is like how much of a dungeon crawler where it's like you do, this big ass quest and then it's like, oh yeah, talk to some dude 3 towns ago and come all the way back. And you're like, God damn, so I just gotta run for 15 minutes, that part kind of sucks. But yeah, it's weird because there's so many more NPCs now, but they don't do anything. They just like some random line of text, and you're like, damn, you're not even giving me like a fucking antidote or something.
After Sword and Shield, all the games stop feeling finished. They feel unoptimized.
Yeah, I heard Scarlet and Violet is pretty, not like controversial, but like people's, I don't know what word, but I don't know, you get what I'm trying to say. Like, it's a lot of people didn't like the game.
It's because there's like auto battle. The Pokemon just battle now. You just click a button and they start battling.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
You can still do normal battles, but why? If you can just click a button and your Pokemon will level up.
Yeah, that's what's like weird, like about what I'm experiencing with Sword and Shield. Like I kind of miss like the older games where you're like, all right, you gotta get through this route and you just have to fucking fight 12 people.
Yeah.
Like the new games, it's like they do the end waves or whatever, and you get all those XP candies there. So it's like I've done a ton of raids and I've like probably 3/4 of my leveling up has been done through XP candies, but I'm like not over leveled for where I'm at. Like I'm the same level as like the trainers, and you're like, what the hell? But the trainers are way fucking harder. They like do fucking stat drops and shit like that. Like somehow you're under leveled. Well, I guess that would make sense. You're under leveled with less trainers, but. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, dude. You're the first person I've talked to this deeply about my closeted Pokemon addiction. Nobody knows, no. Well, my wife obviously knows. She's like, what, you fucking spent $60 on a game? And I'm like, you don't understand. This is gonna be worth like $80 in 2 years. Just chill out. This is like one of the most financially responsible purchases I've ever made.
Pokemon always has value.
Dude, you got some bangers. I got this on my list.
I like songs with good bass.
You got some like fucking good low some like I don't even know what you'd call it, like soul or Motown or what you would really call, you know, like what the fuck the Temptations play. You know about Los Yesterdays? Los Yesterdays? You might fuck with that. They're like a modern band, and they do like kind of a like the best way to describe them is that they play like lowrider oldies, and it's like they do what you I don't know, I guess like Motown and stuff like that, but like they're almost like a caricature of like lowrider oldies too. Like yeah, you should have to listen to them at some point. They're pretty sick.
Did this one fold over itself?
Oh yeah, that one's visibly. You could also always tell if you look at it like sideways and you rotate it, like if you can kind of see the top and the bottom and see how off. I don't. You'd have to like do it with your own eyes, but you can see how far. So yeah, just that one to the side. God damn, you're flying.
This was the only one where I was like, my hole was way too
Low. Did it also slide down though? No, your hole's just off. Yeah, just don't waste the key. The leather can go, but the keychain. Well, the keychains are even pretty cheap now too, dude. Even like 2-3 years ago, those keychains used to be like 10, 15 cents a piece. Now they're like shit.
Before I keep going, then how are these?
That one was just like blatantly bad. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, a little bit low, but I'm not gonna. Like that one will pass. Like you have to remember, it's like a free keychain, so I'm not gonna be too anal. But damn, you got a fucking blue eyes eye tat. Hell yeah. What else? All right, let's pause. Let's be friends for a second. And you got a magic card? Yeah, you got your card. I got the.
This is Godzilla. This is my brother's first tattoo. He did. Sick. Yeah, blue eyes. This was my first tattoo I got from somebody. And then my brother did all of it. We got over there.
Oh, that's dope. Is that a character from something?
No. I kind of wanted like a Guitar Hero-ish thing. You know how they have like the flying eyeball? I wanted like a flying eyeball.
Let's say.
That's really all I have. I just have my own.
You look good at tattoos. Is that your brother?
No, this was the guy he apprentices under. He does all my family's tattoos. Actually.
These some like pretty high quality tattoos for being pretty young. What's inside?
We got all three Sacred Hearts. Mary. Wait, Joseph, Mary. Saint Michael.
You go like Catholic?
I didn't grow up religious. I got baptized when I came out of my age. Trying to finish my leg.
Yeah, torso's a nightmare. I don't have anything that cool. I like some fun tattoos. Just some traditional stuff. And I go all the way up to my balls. This was a nightmare. Yeah, I had some pretty shitty ones. I actually was doing tattoos. Like a lot of the ones on my legs, I did all this leg shit on myself.
Really?
Yeah, I even did this, all this leg stuff.
That's hard to do.
Not my inner thigh. This was as far as I got. I did that one. I did my knee. I didn't do the lines on my knee. I had a buddy do the lines on my knee, and then I shaded it. I did the eagle, the reaper, and then the red one below. This are all other people. And this stuff down here. what's his name? Ghostmane used it on a music video for I forgot the song, but not to sound like a hipster, but I got it before then. It was it's an old the illustrators who drew Betty Boop was like a pair of brothers, and they were back in like the 20s and the 30s. They did kind of like creepy like horror animations. They would do like ghosts and goblins and like witchcraft and like creepy shit. It was I have to remember the research, but there was they did a animation to this old swing singer, and it was like one of the first like music video kind of things. And that's where I got it from as inspiration. I got this when I was like, I think still in high school. I think I was like 16 or 17 when I got that one. So Ghostmane came out like 10 years after that, and I was like, everybody's like, oh dude, look at your thing, and I'm like, now it's not as cool. It used to be underground that nobody knew about it, but now it's not cool.
That was the Ghostmane.
Yeah, now it's exactly now it's the Ghostmane tattoo. But yeah, I don't have really good ones. It sucks because I have some good ones and some bad ones, but they're all mixed together. So I'm working on like, because I'm limited, right? I only have 2 limbs kind of left, or whatever. I want to get like really nice, more full ones. Like actually, like a week ago, I set up an appointment to get like a big ass, like eagle and snake. That's gonna be like a large piece.
I mean, I like tattoos. Do you not like them because they're patchwork or what? What do you like about them?
I don't not like them. I like them because I like them, but like they're just not great. Like I did a lot of them, which is like cool, but they're just not good, really great quality. Like there's things that I just regret. Like when I was, it sucks because a lot of the ones that I got when I was young, 18, 19, and I was like, just cover me with like random shit that you can do for cheap, which is where like some of these big ass skeleton hands come from, which I think they're sick, but like, just the choices, it's like we could have built it in with color, but not really. There's weird like line shading, and I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't like dislike them. I just wish now as an adult and my brain's fully developed, I got made different choices. So like, there's some that I really like. Like I like this guy. It's a little Grim Reaper. And he's like hand sewing with a. It's like a leather crafting tattoo with the Grim Reaper that I got when I was pretty young still. And there's other sick ones too. Like this is like a minor threat tattoo. Yeah, I don't dislike them. I just am like, man, I'm limited now, so I have to be really smart with like what I have left because I want really nice ones. I don't want more mistakes, So
After I got sleep, I was like, I could have done some like full sleep kind of.
that's what I'm saying. And now you have regrets, and you're only that age, so it's like there's just even dumb shit too. Like even the ones that I gave myself, I was probably already like 26 or so. It was like right before I came to Texas in 2024. Yeah, so I was already like 27, 28, and I was just trying to practice. Cause I didn't like, I guess, fully commit to doing this full time forever. Like I was, but I was like, now's my chance before I start making like real decent money. I've already been doing leather for like, 4 years, and it's not panning out as nice as I want it to be. I was having a little bit of like a quarter life crisis. So, I mean, a lot of tattoos, like this whole thigh, this whole upper thigh part. I mean, even like I said, on my shins, like I did this Reaper. I used to actually work at a shop. I love this Reaper. I just wish it was like that big. Like it's just, yeah, that's all.
Yeah, I understand that. Like even my arm when I like having tattoos, but also I like how people like them, but also they're like staring at them all the time. But it's like I
but I think a lot of people probably are like interested in them. So I was like looking at your tattoos, like you have like some pretty good work for being like as young as you are. You at least had good guidance when you went and got them originally. So
I was very lucky, yeah, I got lucky because my dad's all tied up. They all walked before I could run. Like my brother, my grandma was hating on him for getting tattoos. But now I got him, and they're like, yeah, whatever.
yeah. Well, grandmas are supposed to hate your tattoos, you know?
Right. I have friends, their parents, like, don't want them to get tattoos. Mine were like, hey,
You know, when you said that, I was like, I bet you he's gonna like grab a vape or something. Like he was too nondescript yesterday. He was like, I'm gonna go get my granola bar and my fruits. And today you're like, I gotta get something.
I'm used to being high all day and waking up and smoking it. Yeah. So I need something.
Yeah, I'm not judging you. I'm the same way.
I have a tattoo machine. And I have really conflicted right now, honestly. I even want to go pursue an apprenticeship right now because I have this going on.
Yeah, and that was going to be a conversation I was about to have with you because So I'll say your first 2 days. And this is going to be a tough decision that you're going to have to make. I think that and I can give you the advice that if I was in your shoes. So, like I said, there's going to be a point where it's like I don't know when you're going to be quote unquote trained until I just know, and really what that is going to be a combination of skill and speed.
Yeah.
And the problem is let's say you have really bad skills and you just kind of suck, but you are really, really fast. There's two things, right? There's unlocking more hours and there's unlocking more pay. The pay gets unlocked when your speed is there, right? If you can do one task lightning fast as me, then I'll pay you more. I'll pay you because you're worth more, your time's worth more, your speed is what it needs to be to make sense to pay you the rest of the way. But your problem would be, if that's the case, that you only have the one skill that you're really fast at. So I can't use you all that much because it's like I can only have you do one thing. I need a guy who can do 10 things. So there's an element of that, right? Or let's say you're just really skilled and you learn really fast, but you're just the slowest worker ever. I would be able to use you more frequently as you're slow, right? It's like, well, the one guy does one thing, but the one guy does 10 things, but he's just kind of slow. But if he does 10 things, then I can have him around more doing the 10 things slow. So it's like a combination. You kind of see the, like, not balance, but like the dilemma of the scenario.
Ideally, what are those things like that you're trying to train you for besides like order?
Well, like that's like paintbrush stuff. Like ideally, like to get you to be able to stamp, like to be able to tool. So like a perfect scenario would be if I could do the business stuff, I could do the basically like layout and the carving, and then if you can tool, like doing what I'm doing right now, and then the painting, which you would probably, that would be probably a little bit of a trade-off back and forth, because even like the stamping, like on this piece, for example. So what my last guy was doing and how we would have done this would have been, obviously I'm doing the business portion, and then what I'll do is I'll draw all this shit, and then I go and I carve it, and then I'll go, all right, man, tool this out, where he's doing the floral work. And he's not even doing all the floral work, because basically how it works is over here. It's hard to see because it's such a large scale, but this is like the initial layer of dimension. This is the basic. It's called beveling, and that's what turns it into something three-dimensional. And then from here is what you would call like just generic kind of like tooling work, and that's things like, you know, going and doing shit like this. Where I'm adding the extra textures to the pedals, right? Which I wouldn't expect you to learn how to do this, you know, for a while. Really, like, and then learning how to blend it out, right? This is the other stuff that gives the rest of the dimensions. So you would at least be able to like bevel it. Then you'd pass it, right? So I would do the artwork, carve it. You would bevel it. I'd even probably have you bevel the outsides. Like you could probably figure out how to do the outline of the fucking skull and the cactuses and a lot of this stuff. You pass it back to me, and then we do the like more advanced work, the textures in the skull, the textures in the snake, and the, you know, other stuff. Then it'll be completely raw, like the pieces I had you paint, right? And then I pass it back to you. Like, okay, now that I've done all the textures, here you go. Now you're painting it, and you could paint it to this level, and you might even be able to paint more. And then we do like finishing work. So it's a lot of steps to the process. There's like 20 steps to the process, and some translate and some don't, right? Like for you, you might pick up on the double, the two-tone painting shit very fast, and you're like, well, fuck, you just unlocked all those hours of painting, because now I can trust you to do 80% of the painting if I had to. Because the trick is the like the layout and the art, and then it's just bringing it to life. And the bringing it to life part, like completely honest, is the magic is in my art layout in comparison to how everybody else does it. It's the artwork. The bringing it to life is just like something that I have to do to create the leather thing, to sell them the thing, you know, but the people come for the final product. So it's a little hard to explain, but there's a lot of shit back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
I am gonna get my own leather supplies. My my grandfather had some, trying to get his stuff from them.
honestly too, like, I mean, that's a whole nother conversation, but I can guide you in the right way because I can just guarantee. Did he do it professionally, or was he just like?
I don't know. I
a side
never
business or something?
met him.
Well, there's new tools that are very good. Like for example, so here's a set of bevelers. These tools right here, these slanted tools, is what gives us this three-dimensional look. You can buy these things all day long. They're like $7 a pop. Now I have professional tools. Each one of these is $45. So this is $45. This is $45. This is $45. This is $45. And I have 5 different sets of these. So if you stick around, I'll let you have access to high-end professional tools, and they make a difference. Absolutely. Like you can go buy a starter kit for $100 and be off to the races, or you could just, if you stick around and this kind of works out and shit, like, hey man, I can hook you up with shit that absolutely makes a difference. So yeah, that'll be another kind of conversation another day. But the moral of what I was saying is, with the time and the skills and the hours, is like, you seem to be learning fast. I need to get you on the paint more so, because right now what you're doing is kind of like mindless. Like it doesn't take a lot of skill to make those keychains. So really kind of what I'm testing and seeing, trying to pay attention to what you're doing, is like if you can build systems to work into that speed, because you see it yourself now that you have a system and you're in the swing of it. You're like, oh fuck, I'm cranking these things out. The first 2 or 3 you did, you're like, how am I going to do all these in an hour? And now you've created the system. You're like, oh fuck, I got this, and like I'll be done in like no time. So that's kind of it. So we talked about so much that wasn't what I was trying to talk about. But what I'm saying is the time and the speed is, if you're gonna do good with the painting today, then I'll probably trust you to start running some of the bevels and the dimensional stuff. And if that's the case, then boom, I can sign you up for like a couple more hours, another day. Like, you know what I mean? And I can have you hear more. But until the speed is what the speed needs to be, we can't get to the next level of paycheck. Because one thing you also have to consider is, like, if you paint so slow, you cost me money. And then you tool so slow, you cost me money. And then you do edges so slow, you cost me money. And then you do this so slow, you cost me money. It's like really hard to get you to get paid more, versus like, I have the fastest paintbrusher in all the land. I just pay him to paint my paintbrush. I just pay him to do the paintbrush, and it makes perfect sense. So it's a little bit of a, what do you call it? Like, yeah, it's just a weird balancing equation in my head that I have to figure out. But yeah, I don't know how that even came up, but that's what I'm thinking.
Definitely. Yeah. Just I gotta get better. Learn more things.
Yeah. Oh, because that was what you were saying about, like, you want to pursue this or not, and like what your potential future here looks like. Like that's what all this is dependent on. You got to remember too. It's your first, what's your 3rd day here? Like the first day you were here when we did that little interview. I mean, that was just the interview. This is your 3rd day at work. So you can't expect to be good, and you also can't expect to like have a super clear depiction of like how you can grow into it. So at least for me, that's how I see you growing into it. Like I said, I would ideally like, in a perfect world, I mean, you get good enough that you're full time, and I have an extra set of hands that works here with me. And if you're full time, we're cranking out $20 an hour. Like, we'll talk about more, time and shit too. Especially if you're doing shit on the side for you, and you're like, bro, I'm starting to get orders and like, it's great news for me. It's gonna be pressure on me to like keep you around. So good. You good? All right. No. How much of those do you think you have done? Like, not number wise, but like percentage wise. Like, you got 3/4 of the way done, halfway done. that, and now you're gonna stamp all of them.
Yeah. Well, cause I put them all.
You did you did one massive batch.
Yeah.
Oh, you went on like the hustle mode. Hell yeah. Holy shit. All right. Let's get it. And we still have some rings left over?
Yeah.
Oh, those are just the ones I pulled out. That bag. Pick up that paper bag on the left.
Yeah, these are the Adidas ones, right? The blanks.
That's all. That's all the colored ones.
Yeah, these are all the colored.
Holy shit. Okay then, I'll shut up. That's great. I think you have enough rings for everything. So you said like a couple of them, and you did one sideways, and that's why you came and checked at me, and then we got sidetracked.
Yeah. I was making sure I wasn't.
All right.
Fucking this up.
Yeah. So the best trick for that is to be super upright and also just strike really hard. Because what will happen is when you go light, there's something about it. It's just the force straight down, and you're way less likely to like half hit it and kink it weird. You just set it and just. Well, I can tell you everything at the pace, so that's great. So that was one thing I didn't say, but I wanted to. Is like I wish I had an answer. I'm like, bro, in 1 month you'll be. This is what your hours and your pay will be, but I just don't know that. So I can tell you right now that you are farther along than I anticipated. So we'll see, you know. And it might be one of those things as well where like, hey, maybe you just like come in for an afternoon or so and like practice the stamping and the tooling and like put yourself through a little bit of a training period. Like I'll sit here and I'll train you for free, but maybe I don't pay you to get trained. And in a week, you just like unlock a fucking extra 5 hours, you know, every fucking week for yourself.
I don't have fast things, so I'm gonna get good. I'm gonna try and get as good as I can.
Yeah, and I can tell that, which I appreciate. So. Yeah, so I mean, all I would say is like, piece of advice, just dude to dude, like human being to human being, is like, if you think I've been fair so far, right? I've already let you leave early. I've already paid you overtime hours. I've already been pretty fucking cool guy. It's not like I'm putting on a facade. This is just how I am. So just be a little patient and, you know, deal with a little bit of training here. Because, I mean, you know, fucking, how long did it take you to get, like, mediocre at ceramics? A whole fucking semester.
It took a while.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And, like, you're already, you haven't done anything and you're already probably a quarter of the way up the leather crafting chain. You're probably better than a quarter of the people that exist just because you have me in your back pocket. So give it a little bit of time. It shouldn't take you a whole semester. Like, Dude, give me a couple months and you'll be a better leather worker than you are in fucking everywhere at ceramics. Like, I'll be able to make you a killer as long as you're gonna just listen, show up on time, and fucking apply what I teach you. So just be a little bit patient. And yeah, man. It's in my best interest to get you as good as possible. And then I told you, as good as you get is as good as I'm willing to pay you. So there you go. You figure out that equation. I mean, hell, you're already working for fucking Adidas at this point. You know? Add that to your portfolio. You already got fucking ox privileges too. I honestly, I'm treating you too well.
I know, first day you're like, look this up, you're fired.
Yeah, no, man. I will. You know, if some shit happens like that, like I'm not gonna implement some like write-up system. Like I'm not a fucking dickhead about it, and like you won't just random. Like you'll know. You'll be told in advance many times. I'll let you know when I'm going, hey man, this is starting to not look good. Like, I don't really appreciate you trying to seduce me though.
I haven't done it.
Oh, this is just how hard you vibe, I see. How old's your older brother?
26. 26.
Are you the middle kid or are you the youngest? I don't remember.
Yeah, I'm the middle.
Oh, your sister's in high school, you said.
Yeah, she's a senior now.
My brother was 10 years older than me. So, yeah, it's probably the same thing as you, right? Like you can understand and kind of, what do you call it? Like identify with older stuff. You know, people a little bit older than you because of your brother, right? That's kind of how it was with me.
Yeah, that's part of the reason why I want to do tattoos. Because he started doing it, I was like, oh, I guess I can do it. He's doing it. I can do it. I'm not doing too good at setting these.
Give me like 2 seconds. I can try and tell you. Really, what it is just being able to set it vertically. So you might need to have like. Let me try and verbally tell you, and if you're still having problems, I'll come up a little bit closer. So the trick is to keep it as vertical as you can. Upright, up, left, right, fuck it down, all the angles, straight up and down, 360 as much as you can. And then put downward pressure on it with your left hand to hold it into place. And the real trick is to hold it, is to not have too much downward pressure, because when you have too much downward pressure, what might happen is you're actually putting like downward pressure at an angle. And that is probably what's happening. You're either doing that, you're putting downward pressure at an angle that you're not really realizing, or you're not putting any downward pressure at all, and it's kind of like going random. So give a couple more, and the ones you fuck up, put to the side, we'll just cut them loose and we'll just reset them. It's also a really important skill because it's not just rivet setting. There's a lot of things that take this kind of hand-eye coordination. There's different types of rivets, and there's snaps and different shit that all this skill set will translate into. So I'm getting a master class in rivet setting and snap setting and all kinds of shit right now. So working a little bit better.
Yeah. So, yeah. I haven't fully figured it out yet.
I'll pop over right now.
So I kind of hit it on the side.
So that was just perfect, I think, at least from the angle I saw.
That one worked. Look at all.
So these are good, those are bad. Let me get this. Also, too, one thing I'm noticing is you're hitting way too high here. You're coming in and you're trying to like bring it straight down. These are meant to be whipped with your wrist. So you're coming in and you're also hitting it really close to here, which is just a really unstable like. So just like how unnatural it just looks and feels unnatural versus being stable. And you can kind of hit it at even like I mean, as long as you don't hit it way sideways, but I mean you can hit it like almost here, and it's fine because that pressure is coming in like a round motion that you're gonna drive. As it comes around, it's gonna connect and then drive straight down. Also, too, you have to think of like physics and fulcrums and momentum and kinetic energy and all kinds of shit. You want to be out more towards the end. You don't want to be, out here, but you definitely don't want to be here. You might as well, if you're gonna do this, you might as well come in and just fucking do this with the handle. You know what I mean? That's why they're shaped like this. You can flip it around and really amplify the energy you're putting into it. So this is gonna be good enough. That's fine. It's not perfect, but I'm not gonna. So that's one thing as well. And this is why I wanted to use the small ones because this is a weird distance of leather, plus they're still wet. So, like, you want it's just a weird in-between size that we're trying to rivet. Ideally, you would have a third rivet size in between the two that we have, but there's never really a purpose to have the size of these. This is a little bit thinner than the normal keychains that we do. We normally do a little bit beefier ones. And you'll find that this beefy guy right here is going to set a lot nicer than this super thin guy because there's just more that hole is going to create a column to keep everything upright inside easier. Like if I push it down, there's not really much wiggle room versus, a really thin guy, look at how much wiggle room there is to kind of fuck up. So, so that's okay. Yeah, so just next time, like, don't fuck this many up. I let that slide. That's the worst of the worst, and I'm partially trying to find the quality of this one. These are for sure. So I'm gonna see if I can teach you. Let me see if I can. See, like as well is sometimes if you really try and set them, it'll make it worse. Like if I hit this again and try and flatten it out even more, it's already crooked. So what's gonna happen is it's gonna go like that. It's gonna that last bit is gonna be all crooked. So maybe that's what you're doing. To set it, those are good guys. Yeah, absolutely. Let's see if I can try and say. I don't know, just like. Do you feel like when you're pushing down with your left hand, do you feel like you're pushing down pretty hard?
Well, after you said like, set it there straight, and then I was going off. So I wasn't.
I don't remember what I did before you said something.
Okay, so what I'm gonna try with you is to almost do no pressure. No pressure down, because what'll happen is you could be. It's tough because it's catching, right? Is what you might not realize is like even though you're pushing down, like when I'm holding it like this, in my head I feel like I'm pushing it down, but what's happening is I'm actually basically putting it and it's catching, and with my thumb as I'm holding it like this, it's catching and I'm actually giving it a weird kind of like wheelie thing, like we were doing with that stamp with the big keychain cutter. You know how you were like holding it down and then lifting? That's basically what I'm doing. I'm actually putting a weird bind where it's like I'm pushing it forward. Like if I push a little bit harder, see it starting to slide. I'm gonna push harder down and it's starting to slide. So even though it feels like my pressure is down, I'm really lifting and doing that to it. So what I want you to try is get it centered and like literally, I don't want you to literally do this, but like watch me literally not hold it at all. I'm just gonna hold it upright, balance it vertical. So I want you to put the least amount of pressure you possibly can with your left hand. Just use your left hand to balance it and then focus on the drive. And give that a try and see if that changes. 7 people just be talking about it. Yeah, and worry about your smack. You did it. Is it perfect? How awkward that was, and that was the problem. And you don't have to like shit. I did that as an over exaggeration, but you don't want to be rigid. Like when you come like this, you're hammering from like half your elbow, half your shoulder. You're coming down. Your wrist, all this is locked, and you're half coming down with your elbow, but you're also dropping your shoulder down. So when you go, you're going like this. And in reality, it's mostly coming from the shoulder, which is what you don't want. Like, I can actually hold my wrist completely flat, and it'll be, or my elbow completely down, and whack it like that. So you want to be a little bit more in the wrist. You don't have to. Again, I don't want you to sit there and like be awkward with it. Just don't be straight up and down. Hit it like you ever swung like a normal hammer, like the wrist, like for a nail. It's a lot more that motion. You can still use your elbow a little bit. I'm not saying blocking,
This is one of the ones where if I keep going,
it works. Yeah, so just pause there, cut your losses. And what you can do is if you're worried, that's going to come up, so that's fine. It's okay with me.
whenever you redo it, you have to use it.
Yeah, don't worry about it. You're learning here. You're getting a master class. So what I want you to do actually is just because that was so awkward. You're overthinking about the spot. So hold. I want you to just use that and just practice hitting the hammer a little bit. So, like if I were gonna set it, I would like this. I'm actually going forward. I'm not going sideways. I know when I tool sideways. When I'm gonna set something, I'm gonna bring it down like a hammer, like a regular hammer. The only difference between a nail hammer and a claw hammer is I would grab it like this. That's literally it. I just kind of grab it a little bit with my finger like that. And use your wrist, like kind of a sus wrist motion, like you know what I mean? So yeah, don't go all crazy instead of don't overthink it. So just give a couple of smacks and just kind of oh yeah, right there. Does that feel natural? Alright, try that. Now you look like you were fucking done that. Yep, seems good. A little harder. Yeah, I mean that's funny though. I mean that's as straight as it gets. With the eyeball test, I mean that is 99% accuracy, but yeah. And get comfortable too. Like the thing is if you're accurate, if you're up and down, I mean you can do any position. It doesn't matter as long as you keep this guy coming off the edge this way. You can be however you need to. As long as you're vertical, you're vertical. So don't get too anal about being perfectly like this and being awkward. Set it here, and if you gotta strike it from the side like that, if you gotta hit it from the side, however angle, just make sure this is lined up, and then however to be comfortable. Oh yeah. Oh, watch this. Cool. So do like 5 to 10 normal guys like that. Get that that power up a little bit, and then well, you can start doing batches now. That's fine, but yeah, work on that power, that downstroke a little bit better.
That's 1 out of 6.
All right, that's much better. You were like 2 out of 3 fucking. You were like fucking up 2 out of 5. So
Yeah.
great. That's great. It's all. I'm telling you, this whole thing is. That's why the first time I was super anal about seeing if you're gonna listen to what I tell you to do with your hands because it's all the tricks is all micro fucking adjustments like that. All right, give me 6 without fucking it up now.
circuited. One was passable and one was.
Alright.
My bad, 7.
Alright. Give yourself an even next time. Give yourself 6s. 2 batches of 6s. Or if you're gonna do 7, do 7. Stick to the same number, and then that way you can just be consistent. Sometimes too, especially if you're gonna struggle with something like that, like giving yourself different variables. You know, the one you fucked up is probably always like the first one or the last one because it's all the way on the edge weird or something, you know, or maybe it's the one that's right in the center every time because you're putting too much downward pressure or shit like that. So give yourself like a nice control scenario. we got chat going. What's up, Einhorn? Leather. I can't really say. I know that sounds really lame, but I can't actually talk about it a whole lot because it's for a pretty large company. But if you make sure to drop a sub or follow me on my other social media accounts, I will be sharing it, lots of it, as soon as it's done and I get the okay from it. And really, the only reason I can even share it kind of now is that it's at this stage very nondescript. But what I will say is, what you're seeing of it right now is less than a quarter of the whole project. So it's yeah, no joke. Honestly, this potentially is the biggest carving that's ever been done. I know from the research that I've done, Al Stolman did a full hide, a full Vegetan hide. I want to say back in like 1967 or like 1972 or something, and it was just one full hide. And what I can tell you, I've had we would have to know the square footage to compare, but this is taking 2 full hides, so I've had to use 4 sides for this thing. And the only pain in the butt is that, I don't use technically the whole side, but it's a majority of the side. So the basic math in my head goes, if I'm using 2/3 of a half, and I'm having to do 2/3 of 4 halves, whatever the math on that is. So it's over. It's definitely over. So what would that be if I take 2/3 plus 2/3 would be 4/3. So it's about an entire hide plus an extra third. So yeah, massive. I tried to do some research just to see. I forgot what the Al Stolman piece is called, but it's it had a map. It was something about like America. I guess it was on display at Disneyland for some period of time, and it had a giant map of the United States in the center, like a massive map. And yeah, so I don't know, but it's been brutal. It's been brutal for sure. Like more than 50 hours in or something. The name of the game is like, how do you cover the most ground with the least amount of effort while making it look still full, right? Like this big ass floral. I mean, I got big hands, and like, look at this flower. Here's my spray bottle. 24, 32 ounce spray bottle. I don't know how many ounces this is. I don't know if it tells me, but yeah, massive. I mean, here's my tooling mold for reference, and this is a 2-pounder. This is my normal 1-pounder. So yeah. So I'm excited though. I'm rounding the final corner on this thing. We're gonna be just off the final assembly by the end of the day. Well, actually, I'll have to get the colors all dialed in by the end of the day, but the stamping will be done here pretty soon.
I start working on the ones that I fucked up.
Are you done?
No, but I feel like it might be better for me to practice on the little bit. Not practice, I'm the one, but.
Yeah, because there's nothing that you're gonna like undo. You have to cut the rivets out. So, sorry, dude, I gotta step away. So, like the sentiment of what you're saying makes sense, but in practice it doesn't. So what we have to do to like unfuck them up, take some pliers, and we come in, allow it to pop right off, but normally they don't. Come in between, cut up. So you're just gonna be right back to square one, so you're not really doing anything. You know what I mean? So just keep getting better. These ones, I mean, I guess they already are kind of fucked up, so we work with again. But you'll notice too, all these ones, at least the 4 that I've cut open, have been all really thin. Like good.
So do you want to?
Work on the ones you fucked up already, just because. I mean, you see what I'm saying, right? It's not. You're not gonna really correct any problems because what's happening is gonna happen is really. Fuck it. Let's just do this. So grab these. Here, we'll finish those. Then I'll cut these loose, and then you'll have to take the rivets out. Hitting a wall, you're finding something you're not good at.
The assembling was easy.
Yeah, and I'll admit that this is not necessarily super easy either. You gotta hit it harder. Yeah,
I'm just. Yeah.
you're nervous now, and now you're not committing, and you need to full commit. You need to full commit and figure out the details to not fuck up between full commitment and executing right. Like, I almost don't want you to fuck with these. We'll just deal with these another time. I need you to get locked in. Are those bad or those good? What's all the other stuff over here?
Either way.
Good?
Or no.
More bad? Good.
These are bad. These are the ones you did.
Okay, so you can throw those in this pile over here. Okay. So give me 3. Put up 3. Okay. Now do that. Go like you're going to. Now I just want you to hit it twice as hard as before. Okay, check it.
Sideways. Is this
Not really though. This is basketball. Is it good? No, not great, but it's basketball. That's not as sideways as you think. So do it again. Twice as hard.
Looks good. But
So now what you can do is flip it over that side, lock it in. I mean, it's not that. I mean, that's what it is. Like, check it. What I don't want to do is give you a heavier hammer that's gonna struggle. This one is twice as heavy. This is 1 pound. This is 2 pounds. So you're gonna get demoted to the 2-pound hammer, and you can't commit to hitting it hard. So put that finish one up, and now swing that to the regular one. Go hard. Because every instruction really is so far, except hard. So I'm just gonna have to drill it and be harder.
hit it again.
But look at that. It's fucking what it needs to be. It shifted a microscopic amount. Is it 100%? It's 90% accurate, which is passable. But that's what I was saying. When you commit to going all the way down, it just doesn't give you that kind of weird tweak that you're kind of experiencing. So set yourself up 3 more. So hit one of them. Okay. Now go to the next one. Now I know you hit that one harder. I can tell. Now hit it even harder. Okay. The third one. Now you went harder the second time. Go even fucking harder. You should be hitting it 3 times as hard as you just did 5 minutes ago. Okay. Now check those. Check them left or right. Which ones do you think? How did they turn out? Not bad. Didn't see it. No, this is perfect. I want you to have the third one. The third one's not the best, but your second one was the best. And this one probably you stressed out because you were worried about it. And then you hit it a little extra hard. So yeah, just hit it harder. know it sounds dumb, but it's about like energy transfer and balance, and there's like a real sweet science to hitting these tools a certain type of way. There's um, a real bad rap, but like you think of like when you're swinging a hammer, you're like, oh, this is some caveman monkey shit. It's like, now there's a just as much of an art in how you swing a fucking hammer than painting or being able to draw a perfectly straight line. They're equally as difficult. Art, that one was like, that's way better. I mean, you know how it is, drawing a perfect circle and a perfectly straight line are like the two hardest things to do. And it's the same exact way. Look at how hard. Look at how much you're struggling to just swing the hammer with perfect technique. It's not easy. Which is why I'm giving you this task right away, because look here, you have fucking how many hundreds of repetitions to practice and fine tune it. So, okay, so just swing it harder. And what might be comfortable for you, man, if you're not comfortable swinging it really hard, try the heavier one. Just, give those three, feel how that feels. Because maybe to you, letting the hammer do more of the work might be easier. I mean, that was fucking, you gutted that bad boy. Shifted a lot. Yeah, it's also first really thin, and it's your first time swinging a big hammer. Now, I'll try that.
Two left.
Yeah, so figure it out. Alright? This is on the job training. Most places will send you to a workshop and not pay you for it. So figure it out, and if you need to swing the lighter one harder, do that. If you need to swing the heavier one lighter, do that. Whatever's comfortable. Because I can't tell you what's comfortable. Okay? And that's why I didn't really want to. I'd rather you have full control of the one that you can have full control of. So the big one's not it, and the big one's not it. Yeah, I can tell you're like, doesn't look comfortable in your hand. Great. So here's what you need to do then is that if you're worried about power, then you need to just figure out how to get speed then. Because it'll be the same, it's the same energy transfer. You can have slow, really aggressive follow through. You can go like this. That was a pretty slow hit, but I like fucking all the way through. I swung as if my stroke was all the way down to here. When I hit it, I imagine this thing going, well, I didn't even do that, but that's how far through it popped it out of my own hand. I tried to drive this thing through the table. Or you go, and I'm coming in, whipping it at the tip as hard as I can. One of those two, you have to figure out which one you're going to be. I'm a combination, I like to think of a combination of both. Some guys are like fucking behemoths, which I'm obviously like a bigger, fucking caveman kind of guy, so I do lean that way a little bit, but I also have finesse, and finesse is the speed of the finesse. So however you gotta wrap it in your head, if you need to be a fucking, then worry about the speed, because all that matters is that energy that's coming through the hammer goes through the tool, through down to the dead surface, and the dead surface is the stubble. So whether you drive with 20 pounds of force and it creates 20 pounds of down pressure, or you come at 100 miles per hour and it creates 20 pounds of down pressure, all it needs is that down pressure to go straight through. So we're doing all right though, man. It's not as bad as you think, man. I mean, look at how many you got right. Look at how many you got wrong. And the ones you getting wrong are happening less and less. So it should be not discouraging, but it shouldn't be perfect the first time. So you're finding out your style right now. your hammer style. All right, what's going on, chat? But I will say we gotta lock in because I have to get this thing done. I have to call it for myself at 3:30. So you're gonna be on your own. I've spent a lot of time kind of teaching you and trying to hold your hand. And honestly, man, it's right now you just gotta deal with. This is growing pains. The biggest thing to learning is it's just if you get discouraged, you're giving up. You can't be giving up. Yeah. It should be a challenge. How do you overcome the challenge? Obviously, this is something that's not so second nature. But how did the paintbrush get second nature? Doing it 1,000 times. So treat it the same way. And luckily, you're smart enough to have already gotten good at things in your past. So use that. It's just now pay attention. What do you got to do? And I'm gonna holler too at you to hit it harder over the shoulder, because I know what it sounds like to be hitting it hard enough. So. Those last couple sounded healthy. And really what it is right now too, man, it's not just you're like swinging the hammer at this very, very specific thing. It's that this job is going to require some level of power and being comfortable swinging and hitting that thing with the hammer. You're gonna fucking hit your hand. It's gonna hurt. You're not gonna break anything. You won't break any skin, but it's like people who play, instruments. Like you have to have a strong. You can't death grip your notes when you're playing them, right? Or you won't be able to be fluid enough. But you also can't hold them too light. You have to have like this sweet balance of enough, grip strength and not.
Right. The technique is everything.
Look at that, dude. Our chat's popping off right now because I'm teaching you, buddy. Yeah. I got a. Now where's my hammer? So as you listen to me tapping on this thing, man, I'm swinging this thing as hard as you're hitting that thing, as many times as I'm tapping it. So, it's just partially about confidence as well. Like you gotta have to just get used to it, and you'll figure it out. But I mean, listen to how fucking hard I'm hitting this into this circle. How dead this is. You know what I mean? So there's gonna be there is technique to it, but some of it is just kind of getting over that initial fear of like hitting it accurately. There's gonna be a point where it's like muscle memory, and you just kind of can do it. Oh yeah. it's, I mean, muscle, it's what skill is. You know, it's not even, I don't know if muscle is even the right phrase. I mean, it's like getting good at anything. It's just drilling in the, I mean, I'm trying to think how to say this. It's just like knowing your tools, because like I want to say it's literally only muscle memory. That's all it is. Like it's training your muscles to do a thing. I mean, does a pitcher worry about muscle memory, or is it just because he's like mastered his skill, or is it 100% muscle memory? You know, it's kind of a weird concept to think about. And that, you know, part of me goes like, it's not muscle memory at all. It's like acquired skill, because your mind has to consciously think like, am I hitting this? Is something I gotta hit harder? Is this something I gotta hit it softer? Is this a time where I fade? Is this a time where I don't fade? Stuff like that. Solid steel table. Yeah, solid steel tables is not gonna do it. You want bounce. You don't want to have to pick up your tool every time. I'm bouncing the tip of the hammer like a basketball. As I hit it, it comes up. My fingers here grip, and then the wrist pops it back down. I don't know anybody that was on a solid steel table. I never even heard of that. You also don't want a rawhide mallet, because you lose energy transfer in the rawhide. The problem with the noise is that this is just an acid. This is the biggest beveler you can get. And it's flat. It's a flat beveler, so I'm having to just transfer twice as much energy. I'm having to tool with the hammer that's twice as heavy as that I'm used to normally tooling. So unfortunately, this is just an out-of-the-box job where there's infinite circumstances that don't are against, you know, against me right now. How's it going, Gabe? Is it any better?
Those last three were good.
It's not going to be perfect, but are you making progress?
Yes.
All right, that's all that matters. Thanks, Einhorn. by no means am I uneducated. Do I think I know absolutely everything? Right? I'll take some advice, but I guess there's a way to suggest things to a guy who's, done it for a long time. I don't know, and maybe that's my fault. Maybe it's just I need to learn how to give some politically correct answer. Yeah, give it a try. Knowing damn well I'm that's a terrible idea. Because you know what I mean? It's man, if you had an experience, you would know what I'm doing is not normal and is gonna cause a lot of noise. It's fucking massive. Look at the size of this flower. Look at the size of the maul that I'm using. You know what I mean? It's yeah, man. It's I hear ya. I'm trying to help, but sometimes people want to. Yeah. I'm gonna just shut the fuck up and lock me in. Yeah, so but the thing is that there's a whole science behind whatever it is you do, right? You might not want as much energy transfer. You gotta swing way harder or whatever. There's just a science to it, right? There's a science to what we do as well. And the tough part about it is the barrier to entry for leatherworking is so low that you have a lot of people who can do, make stuff. They don't really know necessarily what they're talking about, but there's so many kind of beginner low entry guys, you never really see what a real master level person does. A lot of the more master level guys aren't here streaming or talking or letting you into their process very much either. And I guess the bigger thing I'm talking to is just I was just telling my young Gabe over here that I feel like I get rage baited online so much. And it's not that I don't even think people try and rage bait me. It's just dude, every stream there's 30 people who gotta tell me what I should and shouldn't be doing, and it's bro, with all due respect, I've been doing this for more than half of my life for work, and I'm in very high demand. Closing my books for the year because I'm all the way full. I have world records. I've met with famous people. I know what the fuck I'm doing. And again, it's not because I don't think that I can learn from people or whatever, but I have 10 people randomly recommend or tell me what I should and shouldn't be doing. It's you gotta get through fucking 10 streams of 10 people saying something that's completely dumb and not at all the right thing to do before you get to the one piece of knowledge. So then it's now you gotta react to 99 things that are factually just not gonna work right for the one thing, partly why I'm practicing live here long form. I'm trying to throw myself into the fire to do my PR training. Yeah, I mean, of course, learning from people with experience matters. But like even in the quote unquote experience scenario like that, like everybody's formula to create a finished product is totally different. I was using the metaphor or the analogy of like you could learn from a baker and then you go to another baker and completely fucking explode their kitchen because your one baker might say, "Hey man, cake's your best baked at 350." You might have another baker who says, "No, cake's your best baked at 375." Or hey, you gotta use this ratio of sugar to fucking milk and this whole thing, and everybody's got their own formula. And just because one person's right doesn't mean the other person's wrong. When you're at the highest level, people understand that there's a formula, and you change out anybody's different aspects of their formula, the recipe's gonna get fucked up. So the formula is typically only perfect. You have a Martha Stewart recipe, and you change one or two things, and it's totally not the same thing anymore. You fuck it up. Where instead you just do exactly what that fucking calls for. You know what I mean? So. And that's like one of the frustrating things. Like there's certain like level of knowledge, certain level of like ball knowledge you have to like understand certain things like that. And it's like if you don't understand things like that, then you're just clearly not along the path enough to like be understanding that there's nuance to stuff. That's why a lot of the guys at the top don't talk, because there's so much nuance to stuff. They don't want to really have to sit around and fucking explain all the nuances, because there's going to be somebody on the internet that's like, actually, you're doing it wrong because I saw some other guy on YouTube do it one way, and you're a random guy on YouTube, so you're wrong, but this other random guy on YouTube's right. And you're like, what are we doing here? So I think that's probably why I get so rage baited, but it's my responsibility to not let it bother me. Which I can say I'm a lot better than I used to be. But yeah, it's tough when you're online. It's like you listen to the good, you also kind of gotta listen to the bad. You can't, you listen to all of it or none of it. That's a process in my experience. Hands-on is everything, regardless of material. Correct. In my opinion, learning from guys with experience helps. I mean, yeah. I don't know if I understand the last one, but yeah, for sure. And then there's like the whole debate too, like if we're gonna talk about like bakers, it's like who's the better baker? Like person who can execute 10 out of 10 every single time with the oven set at 350, or the guy who can do 9 out of 10 on every setting of every cook temp. Man, I'd say the guy who can make unique recipes per different cooking temperature at a 9 out of 10 every time is more impressive. Instead of the person who just is runs the same perfected recipe over and over and over again. So yeah, exactly. Have different hides will do different stuff. I mean, even different parts of the same hide and shit like that, and being able to be on your toes and know the difference and like what to do and tweak. It's like that's mastery. It's like a football team who plays, you know, their home games in the snow every time. And it's like, yeah, you win all your home games because nobody knows how to play in the snow. But once you go play in the rain or in the heat, you can't execute the same way. It's like literally the exact concept that I'm trying to pitch. I didn't expect Gabe to be playing fucking Leonard Skinner. That's wasn't on my bingo card.
This playlist is a set list we did for our own show before.
Dude, Leonard Skinner fucking is so hard. You found out a little bit more success?
Yeah, I just put the hardware on the ones I'm redoing and reset them over now.
Okay, so but you're done with all those ones? So do you need to cut out the ones that are bad?
Yeah, some of it might be passable, but
You want me to look?
yeah,
Okay.
these were the ones that I was like.
Alright, well get to where you're gonna get to because I'm like kind of at a weird, not quite first stopping point yet, so just stay on the course and then we'll regroup in like 5-10 minutes. It's fine. But I mean, that's hard mode though. You know, if you can get those, like, I'm not gonna sit here and say I would have done 400 of them or whatever it is, 200 something of them, perfect. But the ones I fuck up on are definitely gonna be those small ones like that. Bro, I had this on CD when it came out, dude.
This is one of my favorite.
From Under the Cork Tree.
This one and there's.
That wasn't a question, bro. I know what the fuck I'm talking. I had this. I'm trying to tell you. I got this for like Easter or something. I got this in an Easter basket when I was like 9.
Yeah, growing up, my favorite bands was definitely Fall Out Boy, Green Day, and Red Hot Chili Peppers. I think.
I love me some Green Day. I gotta listen to this thing and all the fucking like B-sides and stuff. I'm sure there's bangers that I forgot.
What genre do you consider this?
Like mid 2000s pop punk. You know, because this was like, you know, kind of emo-y, but not really. Like they dressed a little bit more pop punky with like, you know, polos and stuff like that. I mean, technically,
Also determines the kind of genre there.
does the look up? Well, I mean, you can sit here and I'm not gonna fucking nerd out and be like, well, technically they're fucking post-hardcore of the 2000s with emo influences, and well, technically they are post-hardcore because Pete Wentz was once in a fucking straight-edge hardcore band in 1993. Like, I'm not gonna fucking do all that shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's, I mean, based off vibes. I mean, if you really want to be accurate, it would just be alternative rock. Period. Debate me, because you can throw fucking punk rock, you can fucking throw death metal, you can throw in experimental jazz. Well, maybe not experimental jazz, but you get what I'm saying. It was on the alternative rock charts, so it depends on how nerdy you want to categorize them.
Yeah. I definitely don't like say alternative. Well, the drums definitely some punk drumming.
I mean, I would categorize them probably, gun to my head, the most micro niche genre, I would say post-hardcore.
What's hardcore?
Hardcore is like if you were to take punk rock and then take all the music out of it and just put pure aggression.
I will play a song. Tell me if this is hardcore. Or if it's just not.
What's the band?
Joy.
Yeah, this is like hardcore for sure.
I saw them live. The energy was insane. It was like someone's gonna kill each other.
Oh yeah, this is beatdown. You can tell by the drums that really fucking tight. I'd call it like a little bit like I wouldn't be mad if somebody called this beatdown hardcore. But it has those like deathcore vocals that. Yeah, I don't usually nerd out on like subgenres and shit like this all that much because it doesn't.
I am at a stopping point.
Okay, perfect. Me too. I was at a starting point actually.
So these are redos. Those are
Where's the ones that need to be cut apart? Oh, so you refinished all those. Okay. So I'm gonna show you how to cut them apart. It's also a great skill to have. It's really easy. You take your pliers. You just go in between the layers. And what will happen maybe is it might pinch the leather here, but the big thing is to get that up in the big opening, right? The big opening will be really easy to get in between. And you just go, this one was just so set so loosely I didn't even have to cut it off. I wanna this one the same thing, pop right off. So what I wanna do is show you a hard one that you're gonna go. Where's the setter? Pretty it happens all the time. So I'm gonna say like the fuck out of this one, it's really hard. This one will just go away most likely. But you struggle with it. Well, it actually but what might happen is like you can't really tell, but it's pinching the leather when I go to cut it. I might snag a piece of the leather and it might do something like that where you grab part of the leather. I will probably just consider it a loss. Or like if it does this, like look at how it pulled through and kind of tore here. It's fine, fuck it. How many did we just take? You know what I mean? So if you have a couple of them you can throw away, that's fine. But yeah, just kind of in between. Usually what I might do is like set it, and then if I need to like kind of rotate it like this to get between the layers. Luckily that these aren't set crazy hard. A lot of them will just pop off.
and it's more of a stiff
Right. Yeah, I mean some will come straight off. I mean you might I don't know, it's hard to explain. Once you start, you'll feel when you have like when you're biting the leather and you don't want to bite the leather because then you'll have to get rid of it. But you want to snip. Some might bite, you might have to rotate. But you'll feel when you're on the metal and when you're on the metal you can pop it. This one is so thin and fucking but yeah, it's not too hard. There's not like a finesse trick like to this, like the other things that we're doing. Alright, you want me to put you on the hardcore for like an hour? Alright, disconnect then. I could use a little bit of hardcore. We've been going with like the oldies for long enough.
I love 70s.
I know, me too. It's just, man, I can only do fucking 12 hours of it in 2 days for so long. make it just progressively more hard. I'm throwing it like I'll go through phases. You know what I mean? So I have like 20 songs in a row of kind of stuff that sounds alike and stuff like that. So.
Yeah.
I gotta hit you with the Foxy Shazam though.
I like the vocals.
Yeah,
I don't like Drake screaming the entire time.
yeah. Unless it's like something real short, you know, like I could deal with like a straight just belligerent song for a minute and a half. Any more than that, you guys gotta play some music, you know.
Yeah.
This was like a viral. I want to say like these guys might have made it on like MySpace or something.
I heard the legends of my face.
I love bass sound like that. I love like just like super loud, clean. I'd hit you with the quirky shit real quick.
Ever since I started playing bass, like, I noticed it a million times more.
Yeah.
I go through phases, like, sometimes I'm listening to the drums going really intense. Like, Suicidal Tendencies, their bases, they had, like, raw tribunal, I've got it, raw Metallica, they even had Thundercat.
Huh. band Ceremony.
No.
I think you'd like them. They started out as like a really nasty like grindcore band, and then they
Play something about it.
They they're like every album they get like softer and softer, but like not in a shitty kind of way. Like they start out by playing like this brutal, hateful, fucking grindcore, and then they like by the end they're playing like 80s like synthwave core type stuff. It's pretty bizarre. Honestly, I'm just gonna start playing. I have to like actually just go album by album. I love that like tight drum sound. It's my favorite.
It's this one chopped.
You could just like kind of. Not ideal, but. Damn, dude. Where did today go? I kind of have to film some stuff with this. I gotta go at least get my hat or something. Sometimes it ain't sunshine and rainbows. So it's where you're like, I don't get it. Alright, so here's what we'll do is I'll cut these apart. You get me hooked up with new hardware, yeah. Oh yeah. I think that's gonna be our massive. This is garbage. Yes.
Towards the end, definitely is a combination of loosening it up on the
Left hand, yeah. Tightening up with the right hand.
But as soon as I hit it, I know it's just like
Yeah. At first you're like, I don't know, I think I'm doing something. Yeah. Yeah. Well, like I said, this is not necessarily super easy. It's not the easiest thing to do. I know it sounds and seems pretty basic, but really not. And also too, just like over and over, because there's a point where you probably went to, let's say like failure, but like there's probably a point where you should have stopped, but then you were forced to muscle through it, and then by the end you're like, okay, and then you just kind of start going into autopilot. Like I forced you into autopilot. I'm not saying without you knowing, but kind of like without you knowing.
I like learning new things.
That's like the hard part. It's like the learning the new things, but then getting through that portion to where it becomes second nature.
Is this the same band?
Yeah. That's what I was saying. I was like, this band's pretty crazy today. And this isn't even their more like this level stuff. This is still like
They're getting more alternative and fan art.
The album after this one is like pretty out there from like where they start for sure.
I'll do some research on leatherworking yesterday.
Uh-huh.
I saw there's like a style called like Sheraton style. That's the only thing I found. Is this considered Sheraton?
Sheridan, no, I don't do Sheridan style. I do so you know how like traditional tattoos like real traditional tattoos are like the kind of shitty. I'm trying to think how to say this. They have like traditional and they have neo-traditional and shit like that, and they even have like neo-traditional Japanese style, and that's basically like the difference. So I do like a more of like a neo-traditional Visalia style, which is I'll show you in a book too right now actually. So and to like the untrained eye, it might kind of all look the same, but if you are smart, you might be able to kind of see more of the difference. So this is shared style, where basically something like this, where basically, and this is how they do Sheridan style, where they'll start out like this with their flowers, and then they do a continuous vine that kind of loops all the way around the flowers. So build it out, and build out your petals. But the structure of the floral and the flow of the floral stays the same. And eventually you get to something like this where it a good floral artist will be able to follow the vine. So technically this is one solid vine that flows. And I think it's pretty, but I think it's boring. So this is a good example. Like you can follow it back. So you follow it to the end. So technically kind of what happens is like here's kind of the end of it, and then you can follow it all the way back around. This guy actually didn't do it great. He ends and starts in a weird spot. So basically the length of your vines will tell, but you can follow this goes up like this, but this also does that. Like if I was gonna do it, I would have started maybe here, or made it to where it all absolutely connects every single flower. I don't really care for it just because it looks really flat. It doesn't seem like I'm trying to think how to say it. Like I try and make it to where it just isn't more incorporated into my style. Like this is ridiculous, super flower heavy. Where if you look, there's not a whole lot of petals. It's mainly flowers. But these are the guys who like pioneered it. I mean, like I said, it's pretty, but it's just kind of boring. You can't really tell anybody's style apart.
It's all the same.
It kind of looks the same, except this is where I got one of my biggest inspirations. When I was looking, I studied this, trying to figure this shit out for the longest time. This guy's got a little bit of a different style because he has these big kind of fat vine chunks, right? His little vine chunks are a little bit fat, chunky. They have a little bit of character. But this guy, very last guy, Chester Hayes, this guy was fucking sick. And he used roses, and I always thought that was sick. So he uses roses and a lot of leaves. And even to this day, I mean, I'm like, one of my specialties is like skulls and roses. So I do tons of roses. I do a little bit more of a realistic style rose. Um, but I tattoo. Yeah, I approach it literally the same way. Like, do you have any roses on your arm? I do it literally the same way. But I like how he uses his leaves. Like, it's just I always thought this guy's work was the sickest. That saddle, I stared at that saddle forever. Even this is kind of like still more traditional Sheridan style. But so this is um what you would call Sheridan style, and then Visalia style. This would be like American traditional, and then Visalia style is like a little bit more like Mexican influences, which is where the Americans got their shit from. So it would be more almost like traditional Japanese. So I do like more of like a neo-traditional Japanese style. So I don't have a book on Visalia style, but this is gonna have some examples.
Really a lot fatter.
So a little bit fatter, but you see, I'm not going. This it shows an example. This is kind of like loops the flowers a little bit, but the whole structure of it isn't based around the flowers like this. It has vines, and the vines like play with the flowers. It's not like the structure of the drawing isn't to like how many loops can we get around our flowers. Like if you look at this is very like reminiscent of my work. How it comes in, and then we're gonna do a big vine that crescendos at a flower, and then we'll continue the vine. Like if I were to do this, I mean, I would use this structure, but I might figure out a way to like continue the flow of this floral to go around like that. Is what I would have done. But yeah, here's another great example where you see it comes and then it kind of all comes to one point and then it starts over again. Where this I think is boring because there's no start and there's no end. It's like almost like a texture. This is almost like making it to where it's like it just feels more like real vegetation. It feels like this is a thing and this is another thing. This is like like I said, it doesn't start and stop. So if you look at my work, it's very much the same. Like I have this flow that comes to the crescendo to a flower, but I still keep. How I was saying, like you have the big, you have your flow that you can follow all the way up and around. Like this guy actually does a pretty good job. So his flow kind of like starts here and it goes all the way around. I still try and keep that really long flow, but I'll do it like with layers so you can follow it all. Like when I draw, basically I'll go like, okay, I'm gonna cap here, I'll do a flare, I'll draw a little circle, and then I'll take this same line and continue to draw it through around. So it's still all flowy, you know, technically.
What flowers are these?
Just like random ones. I mean, they're all like just random, just like traditional Western style flowers. Um, like what the fuck is that flower?
Yeah.
I don't know. You can call it a poppy or something that doesn't really look like it. Like kind of looks like a daisy, kind of looks like a lily. So on my pieces that are like a little bit more traditional, I'll just do a more traditional style flower. I mean, I don't know what they are, it's just what it is. I never really questioned it. But I do a lot of custom, more unique style flowers like on other things. So when I'm going traditional, I'm just going traditional and I don't question it. But when I'm like having fun, I'll ask people like, do you have any specific flowers? Do you like lilies or daisies or whatever? And I try and play with it. But yeah, so I do like this style where you'll never really see me loop my flowers in this kind of fashion. Now, what I might do is I might like come with this and loop around and then have a flower like this. So I'll create a loop, but the loop will always end with the flower. The flower will never be contained in the loop. I might do, um, if you kind of look at this is still similar to what I would do if you can just go like this, where the vine comes up and around and the flower caps, but I wouldn't like continue that out and whatever. So,
It does make it hard to look at.
yeah, this is really confusing because the layering, you don't really know layering is. And once I start teaching you how to understand this and like the way that they layer and which lines you need to do which on, the way that I do it is really easy to understand, but it's very hard to like make look good. It's like the same way with like, if you ever watch Ink Master, everybody eats shit on fucking Japanese Day because it's like, oh, it's just fucking cartoons. Like, good luck, asshole. Nobody does good on like traditional days and Japanese Day when you watch that show. That's the same thing. So, yeah. I mean, this is the most kind of like traditional style possible because I just had to do it so big and so fat and so chunky. Those guys, they weren't competing against the 50,000 other dudes on Instagram trying to cut each other's heads off, so.
Your stuff is really unique compared to all things I'll see online.
Yeah. And that's, and it's funny too because a lot of people, they don't even understand what it is I'm doing. Like even people who are like, man, you're fucking Sheridan so good. Or they'll say like I have really long lines. I have some of the shortest lines in the game. Like if you look at some of these guys, some of those lines are like literally fucking 18-inch S cuts. And I have really short lines, but the difference between the reason why I have such short lines and such good flow is because I use the structure of the drawing. I use the flow of the drawing. I don't have to explicitly sit there and cut 18-inch lines. If my flow is legible and cohesive, like my flow is really easy. It just goes like this. It wiggles in, it wiggles out, and it wiggles back in. That's my flow. That's all it is.
Did you start with this and you flow around it?
Yeah, so basically I come in with like a reference art. So like I'll take a picture of a Most Bowl and then I'll take like a sketch of a desert landscape, like basically copy and paste structure into here. And then when I go to trace it, I'll turn it into what I need for leatherworking. And then I'll fill everything else with floral. So like this, I just was like, about a piece of paper, so it's good. So I basically laid out a regular standard, 9x11 piece of paper, and then, just kind of used the framework that translated it, and then I came back in with the floral, which is why it all looks so cool and integrated. Because when I'm coming up here, like, there's a good, like, I mean, I don't know if I have a great like this piece where it's like when I'm drawing it, I'm gonna fill out this space, and sometimes I just naturally draw over the edge. So I drew it over the cactus, and then I drew this over the cactus, and I drew all the stuff like over the cactuses, over the borders. I only use the images, right, like the cactus and the actual outside border. I just use those as guidelines. So naturally, where they go over, it just looks cool. It's weird because it's technically sloppy because I'm not drawing to the exact size, but it's a cool artistic effect that I can create by doing this kind of like drawing it a little bit more lackadaisical and not being so constricted to the borders, which a lot of these guys are. If you look, this guy literally does not go out the borders at all. So it's just kind of like stylizing it. As long as it looks good and flowy and pretty, nobody will. I mean, like I said, there's crafters who've been doing this for 5, 10 years who can't articulate what it is I do. But because I can articulate what I do, I can articulate what other people do really well. Because yeah, I mean, the choice to go outside of the borders, but then still acknowledge the borders here, like we're still interacting with the borders. It's such like it's the opposite. I say usually the last 5% gives like the least reward. This is sometimes the lowest effort, the smallest 5 effort you can give gives the maximum reward. So it's just like it's playing. It's like what do you sacrifice to quote unquote cut corners, but then what's another little step here and there that can maximize like something to make the drawing interesting. Something as simple as the floral interacting with this as a border which makes it believe that it's not just a border. It makes it feel like it's a rope that's actually, there. And normally what I would have done was maybe done a loop that loops like the arm of the cactus, but that's why I played it with it here. You know, this is just a random fucking floating bull skull with like a pretty generic shitty background, but getting to have a little bit of play with the cactus arm makes it believable that it's in this space. So yeah, cool. All right, let's. I need to milk you for the last couple minutes because those keychains took really, really long, and this project is just a fucking giant pile of quicksand. That's also why I was like, man, if you had social media, I'd love to send you some people to check out that I admire.
I'll let you know when I get on.
Okay.
I'm on YouTube, so you see the video. See that.
Yeah, honestly, not a lot of people are on YouTube. Most of the leather workers on YouTube are instructors, which is like the worst. It's like, yeah, a lot of people not want to get into it. Just not negative for an hour. All right. So we'll get you started on working with some color. I should have waited to teach you the lesson after your shit. I don't even know if there's enough time to get you started. Honestly, man, I don't even think it's good. You're not gonna really be able to get much done in 15 minutes. All right, fuck it. Let's go. I need a side panel for this thing.
The leather pieces?
Yeah, the leather pieces for that concert.
I don't know what it's at.
Where'd you get the big flat piece? Okay, so come pop up here. Room. Yeah. What I need you to do now is me at least let's try and base these cactuses. Let's get that done. And if we can base the cactuses, will be something. So you don't have to fully wash. Actually, you don't have to wash the brushes entirely. So what I want is the same way that I did the really light kind of brown here. I want really, really, really light coverage. So don't sit here and fully paint it, but just come in. We don't have to necessarily have full coverage. We just want the illusion of making it green. We don't want it to look. We want it to look as natural as possible, and none of it is ever, really solid and crazy, crazy vibrant. So this, you can glob it up. See how I'm globbing it up right now? That's going to be way too dark. But what we want to do is like kind of let it absorb into the surface a little bit. There. These are the cactuses. These are going to be little flowers. You can kind of just come over the top because we're going to do them with another color. So don't sit and waste too much time like trying to go around the outside of the little flower hole, right? Just light, wispy whips, something like this. And this is going to be the technique like we always use with things like landscape and things that are like natural. Anything that's a real world item, we never want really usually like bold, vibrant, cartoony colors. We want them real washed out. Okay. So I'll let you finish that one, and if you could do all the cactus there and the cactuses here, and we'll get you started like that. fucking streaming.